Life is a winding road, no telling where it goes. Driving through days and nights, won't stop for traffic lights. And I really wanna know if I'll ever figure out where the road goes. Even if I'm falling down, I will keep on searching for my highs. You can say I lost my mind, I will keep on holding my head high. Even if the sky is falling down. Jumping from cliffs so high, trusting our wings to fly. Sometimes we're crashing down, but we get up and start from the ground. And I really wanna know if I'll ever figure out where the road goes. Even if I'm falling down, I will keep on searching for my highs. You can say I lost my mind, I will keep on holding my head high. Even if the sky is falling down, even if the sky is falling down, yeah. The sky is falling down. Even if the sky is falling down, even if the sky is falling down, yeah. The sky is falling down.
All right, lunch therapy, Barefoot Tuesday. I just want to point out, Thursday, I'm going to be at the federal bar in North Hollywood, making a federal case out of everything. That's me. That's the federal bar. I hope to see y'all there, 8 p.m. It's going to be me, Vargas Mason, Sally Mullins, and a bunch of other hilarious comedians just causing trouble on the stage. Hopefully nobody will slap us. Matt Wright, that lynxy thing seems pretty interested in those birds. Yeah, I like that lynxy thing in the beginning of the show. You know, I don't know if we're going to have any lynxy things on here. Hoy everyone. Stand-up comedy. March 31st, this Thursday, D's Nuts Comedy Show, Federal Bar. Let's get into lunch therapy. Enough of the advertisements. I'm gonna get myself a modem. 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 I'm gonna get All right. So I started the day today because it is Barefoot Tuesday with a duck cuddling a burrowing owl. We're going to have some burrowing owls here on the show, thanks to Jay Patterson. Jay Patterson says, howdy, y'all. Today's going to be a good day because we have some reports from Maui with Todd Lee. We have some hawks. We have some cult stories. We have maps, all kinds of crazy things, underwater stuff, explorations. This is going to be a really good Tuesday. Get you off to a running start. Matt Wright says it's a trick. Duck. That owl wants to eat you. Owl wants to eat. Oh my gosh, that duck. Anyway, let's look at some things while we breathe. Okay, so this is the aforementioned Jay Patterson's videos here. This is not a burrowing owl. This is a manatee in God knows where. Maybe Jay can tell us. My owl didn't have a duck. Yeah, owls. Every owl should have a duck. In through the nose, out through the toes. Hold it. Where's my chat room? There it is. It's supposed to be showing up. Let it go. I held that one a little too long. There's supposed to be a chat room on the right there, but you know, sometimes the technology just doesn't come through for us here. But we're okay with that because we don't rely on technology. We're not living in the metaverse yet. Tuesday! Thank God it's Tuesday. Howard Aronin is here. Manatees in a marina in Key West. Oh man, I gotta see me some manatees. In through the nose, out through the toes. Hold it. Let it go. So good to see some of my favorite people here. Howard Aronin, Camila Lopez, Jay Patterson, Todd Lee, Matt Wright. Okay, last week I had Osandu Thambo on the show, and I didn't get a chance to show his cat. So here's his cat. Apparently his cat fetches. I found this on the web. I hope he doesn't mind. It's probably copywritten. This is his cat Septimus, and it fetches things. I knew that Osandu was a cat lover, but I didn't know he could train cats. It's pretty high level stuff. He is a trainer though, so. And now, finally, without further ado, the burrowing owl of Jay Patterson. Yes. Quote of the day, my owl needs a duck. You can use that anytime today. You don't need to trademark it. Tina Adams is here. Hello, hello. I don't know why my chat room thing is not working. Whatever. At least I have a chat room. Burrowing owls. We're going to talk more about these today. I didn't know anything about them. I had no idea they had owls that... Oh, look at him. He's looking at us. I had no idea they had owls that went into the ground and burrowed. I did know about manatees, but I didn't know I loved them so much. It would be cool if his cat fetched machetes. Yes. Check out last Friday. Osandu was on the show. He had machetes live on the show, whipping them around, even danced with them. I don't recommend that, Camila. To people who are untrained with the machetes. Yeah, that's a cool cat. Septimus, named after the famous Septimus. I think maybe, I don't know, Transformers? Maybe somebody knows who Septimus is. Maybe somebody could Google it. Septimus. I would like to be a burrowing owl. You know, this morning I woke up and I felt like I wanted to be a burrowing owl too. Sometimes I feel that way. But then I have lunch therapy to get me through the day. Did Osandu train Walter the car in the truck commercials? I don't know. Does Walter the car fetch? It's a good question. The owl was in a neighborhood, someone's yard. That was in your neighborhood? This wildlife could be found in your own neighborhood? Well, I got to breathe on that. In through the nose, out through the toes. Hold it. Let it go. I do want to say, as I let it go, one of the things Osandu said was to let all of your air out. Before you take in that breath, because that way you get rid of all the stale air. I do want to say, as we see the burrowing owl gazing at us from his hole in the ground, there are a lot of animals in the city that need to be taken care of because we've kind of taken over the whole place. And there's a lot of wild animals living amongst us in the city. And one of the things they need is water. It's the thing. So if you can put some water out for the wild animals, I highly recommend it. Walter the car does fetch. Wow, I need a fetching car. I think there were babies in the hole. Oh. Yes, no walking in the forest, just walked across the street. Were there ducks in the hole? Is what I'd like to know. Because maybe he's got some ducks in there. All right, so last week we talked about birds aren't real. It's kind of an obsession of mine. Here's Howard Stern talking about them.
Birds aren't real. The government extinguished all the birds between 1956 and 1971 so they could replace them with spy drones. And,
True, yeah. So I mean, actually, the hard, cold data suggests that the U.S. government extinguished every living bird in the skies from 1959 through 2001 using a poisonous toxin, you see, dropped from
we can't hear this.
Cross-dusting airplanes. And as these birds were being killed off, they replaced them simultaneously with these fake bird replicas that surveilled the American people. They charge on power lines, and every year during the so-called migration season in the winter, the old bird drone models are swapped out, for the new models. I think that if people just go on the internet, search for their own facts, turn off that Looney Tunes swamp media, there's a lot that they can learn for themselves.
Yeah.
Okay, so there's Howard Stern talking about birds aren't real, so it's the truth. Bird truthers out there. Kamala says, that's so nice, Joel. She's referring to the water that I was advocating for the animals out there. Birds, they don't drink it, though, because they're not real. They use the power lines to power themselves, and then they fly around and surveil, which makes me wonder what is going on with Todd Lee there in Maui. He's checking into the birds aren't real.
Todd Lee, reporting live for lunch there. I've just noticed somebody who's completely unaware of the conspiracy that exists.
Look at all those birds.
She's feeding
See,
the
you can
birds,
feed them.
but we know they're not real. What happens to the things they eat? Imagine they go through a processing unit, and then they aim their targeting on our cars, on our vehicles, on our trucks, on our houses, and our sidewalks. Goddamn government. Back to you, Joel.
Wow. Well, so it just goes to show you that these mechanical birds are so sophisticated. They can pretend to eat. They can pretend to drink. What about chickens, though? My question. Todd Lee answers that here, or maybe he contemplates it from Maui.
Okay.
There's a
It's
chicken.
just goddamn ridiculous.
Kind of a...
However, what do you see? I see drumsticks. Fried chicken.
Oh my God. Why are there chickens on the beach? I guess, they have a right to be there too. Maybe they're vacationing. I'm kind of thinking chickens might be real. I don't want to say anything too controversial on the show. Let's see. What else do you have, Todd?
This is Todd Lee, reporting live for Lunch Therapy. I was going to introduce myself as Tom Tuttle from Tacoma, Washington, but I figured that was reserved for somebody else.
Boy, am I glad to see you. Tom Tuttle from Tacoma, Washington. Pleased to meet you.
The parade of stars continues along the beaches in Kihei and Wailea. Certainly many stars walking by. I'm so bad with names and faces, I couldn't tell you who they are, but they're special. Just look down the beach. You can see such famous people as Jennifer Lopez, Brad Pitt. I don't know, what's a name for a famous person? You just can't see Joel Marshall, because Joel Marshall's in California. He's not here now. And neither is Warren. Warren and Annabelle. Warren's off for a bit. Heard he's sick. Hope he's back soon and healthy. This has been Todd Lee, live, better known as Todd Tuttle from Tacoma, Washington, for Lunch Therapy. Back to you, Joel.
Roosters have no sense of time. They crow all day. Well, that was some pretty incredible reporting there, Todd. I think I saw some celebrities back there. I wanted to make sure that we point out John Candy, the John Candy reference there, because we can't forget John Candy and his incredible comic talents. Certainly an inspiration to me. That was him in the film Volunteers. Tom Tuttle from Tacoma, Washington. Just a note of interest. In these parts, I'm known as Jaybird. Great report, Todd. Yeah, that was a good report. He's really getting the hang of the back to you, Joel. And I applaud him for that. I know, because it's not easy to be a roving reporter, because I've been one out there as well, as has Just Jay. And I invite anyone who watches this show, the Hummingbirds, to go to joelmarshall.com, upload some video of some kind of roving report that they do, and I will carefully cull through them and place them in important parts on the show, unless they're obscene. And then I will place them prominently at the beginning. It's time for some wildlife therapy. Never forget John Candy, the best. Planes, Trains, and Automobiles, one of my favorites. Also, if anybody gets a hold of Second City TV from way back in the day, hilarious. Jaybird, sounds fake to me. It does sound a bit fake. Take lessons from John Candy. Oh yeah, anybody could do that. We all need that. Did I tell you I'm going to be at the Federal Bar on Thursday night at 8 p.m. causing trouble on the stage? Perhaps my wife will slap me. Get up, just slap me. And then I will protect her after that. Anyway, wildlife therapy is coming up. That's why I need Greg Wordla in the house. Koalas aren't real bears. They don't meet the qualifications. I love it when there's jokes. The best jokes are from Greg Wordla. Let's get into some wildlife therapy. Then I will... Oh, no. Wildlife therapy time. This whole show is sort of a wildlife therapy. Okay, next up for animal therapy, we're going to talk about hawks.
Okay, wait a minute, Joel. Are you trying to give me nightmares here or something? What is this?
No,
You're having a segment on hawks?
Yeah. They're beautiful
don't
birds.
you know that hawks are bats' mortal enemies?
Well, I didn't.
There is even a hawk bat or a bat hawk, where he is named that because he eats bats.
Ladies and gentlemen, the bat.
Yes, thank you, everyone. It's great to see you all. I don't know what to say about Joel. I apologize.
Look, I don't think there's any apology necessary here. We're just talking about a bird. It's just
No, Joel. No.
It's a predator.
Bats are tough enough sells to
Oh,
people.
I didn't know you were in
Everyone
sales.
dragging the bat's name through the mud.
The mutt?
But now you bring out one of our greatest predators.
Yes, but you know what? We treat all animals equally here on the show, regardless of what they eat. Yeah.
What about cockroaches?
Cockroaches. Well, I guess we could do a segment on cockroaches.
Well, they are delicious.
Nicolas Cage would agree with you, right?
Joel, that is a very obscure reference about some movie that Nicolas Cage did where he ate a bug.
Right.
I think it was called Vampire's Kiss.
Vampire's Kiss, right.
Probably another anti-bat propaganda film.
Okay, I didn't realize. Well, we are going to talk about burrowing owls.
Burrowing owls?
Yeah, burrowing owls.
Oh, that's a great topic. I have a
It
good
is.
friend named Reggie who is a burrowing owl. You should have him on the show.
Okay, maybe we will. But you know, it's great having you on the show.
Okay. Well, get on with your hawk thing.
Thank you.
And, you know, this has made me hungry. I'm going to go eat a bug.
All right, enjoy.
Goodbye, lunch therapy.
That has been the bat making an unexpected appearance, unexpected to all of us. Let's get on with the show. Wow. That was crazy. I gotta show up on the show now. I don't know what happened to me. But hawks. You know, I say hawk. We had Jordan Yanko on the show, who's a linguist, cunning linguist, and he said that it's not really hawk, but people from Seattle say hawk instead of hawk. Hawk? I don't know. I say it like ham hocks or hawk your guitar to get money to see a double feature of Lady Hawk and Hudson Hawk. I miss the whole Tony Hawk thing, even though I think he's my age. I don't know how I missed him. We did do the skateboard thing. But clearly we were not really that intelligent with it. Our skateboards, we would skateboard down a hill as fast as we could. We didn't jump up and throw the skateboard up in the air. We didn't have swimming pools because we were in Seattle. There are no swimming pools there, so we couldn't. And empty ones, they're definitely not empty ones because those would get filled with water. Yes, that was the bat. People really like the bat. Secret lover. Wait a minute. That doesn't seem right. Don't hawk a loogie. Do people say hawk a loogie anymore? Hoik. Yeah, so the coolest thing we did with skateboards, I have a hawk on my head now, was just go down the hill. What we did is we took wheels off the skateboard and we put them on it like a 2x4, and then we would all get on it like a toboggan. And it really hurt when we crashed down there by Sherwood Elementary on the wet cement. I just don't think it was cool. We were just not cool. We were not like Sean Penn or any of those people. This has been a segment on hawks. The one thing that I did notice about hawks is I didn't know the difference between an eagle, a hawk, and a falcon. I kind of just mix them together. But they're different. But you know what? They're not that different. It seems to me, from all my incredible research, and Greg Wordle can back me up on this, a falcon is smaller than a hawk, generally. and a hawk is smaller than an eagle. And they have some, various other attributes that are different. Let's see what people say. Let's see. We're going to have a thing later on the show. I can't believe this show is still alive. Don't stop till you hit the top. Yeah, Billy Higgins. Woo! I love that. I love it. Yeah, this show is still alive. It's just getting started. We're talking about the Hawks. Thanks, Billy Higgins Jr. Jay Patterson says, Hawk. Hawk. Yeah. It's as if the Hawks are concerned about Joel's skateboarding memories, that they're like on my head. Let's see what Matt says. He grew up with me. Skating was a fringe activity in the 80s that was associated with punk rock in the Pacific Northwest. People would spit on you from their cars. Yeah, it wasn't very popular. And we didn't have skateboard parks. I mean, what's that? Oh, wait a minute. Just in. Todd Lee's got another report. Oh my God. Okay, let's see if we can patch him in.
Good morning, live from Kihei and now Wailea. In fact, let's call it what it is, the Grand Wailea. And it's called Grand because it's the home of many celebrities. In fact,
he's on the hunt.
This is the chapel where many celebrities have tied the knot.
Wow.
Jerry Seinfeld.
Jerry
Wait,
Seinfeld?
he's Jewish. No.
Not
Arnold
Jerry.
Schwarzenegger. Jennifer Aniston. I can't think of any other celebrities.
Schwarzenegger would
Joel
fit
didn't
in
get
that
married
little
here,
church.
as far as I know. Anyway, decided to report in and give you some breaking news about the chapel at the Grand Wailea.
That's great.
And I also wanted to call your attention to this pit behind me, right there. That's where, when you get married, you bring your ex-wife or ex-husband and you barbecue them and then eat them at the end of your wedding.
Oh, no.
It's a ceremony here in Hawaii. Little did you know.
Wow.
All for now. Back to you, Joel.
Wow. That was intense. Thank you for that. It was a great. Back to you, Joel, at the end there. And I didn't know the thing about barbecuing the ex-wives. That's a terrible, terrible thing. Ex-husbands. Let's see what people are saying here. Right on Billy. Of course, that was great. And it's great to have Billy there. It's great to have Ben Gurvich here. I think I saw Ben. Yeah. Billy, you should be asleep. All the way from Australia. This is an extremely international program today. We've got people all the way from Australia. And then, of course, Hawaii is not really international. It's national. Kamala, that was funny. It was funny. The Hawks are concerned about my skateboard. Let's see what Tina says. Usually I say, see Hawk, H-A-W-K. Right. That's the thing. So we have a football team with Hawk in the title and we all say it wrong. Seahawks. I don't know. It's just I can't get used to that. Jennifer Aniston got married. He's making that up, I think. To who? Well, maybe that's why they did it there in that weird little secret church. Thought Jennifer got married in Ojai. I don't know. We got to get some fact checkers on this thing. She married Arnold. Didn't she? Yeah, I think so. I need to go back to Fort Myers tomorrow and get better footage. Yeah, we got to have some more. But look, I brought my own burrowing owl footage. Let me tell you about burrowing owls, since we're talking about them and we know there's no mispronunciation of owl. Let me tell you about them. You know what they do? They steal, I don't know if this is stealing, they steal dung from cows, cow dung, and other animals. and they put it in their burrows, and then dung beetles come along and go, here's some dung. And then the burrowing owl eats the beetles. Yeah. So there you go. You've heard of meet the beetles? This is eat the beetles. This is how they survive. They eat bugs. They don't eat bats. That's why they're friends with the bat. They are also different because they hunt, if you can call that hunting. They hunt during the day and the night. They're like burn the candles at both ends. Just like lunch therapy. Well, there's what they sound like. There's one, a burrowing owl with its chicks. They don't burrow into the ground and make the nests themselves all the time. They will just take the burrow of another animal. You know, after they leave, after they move on, after they die, they don't eat them. They just take it. So that's kind of cool. That's like, not snails, hermit crabs, right? Their shell, they don't make it. They find it and they crawl inside and they live in it. Just like humans. We crawl inside and we live in it. All right, I want to show you some more animals here. There's some really pertinent stuff that we have to get to. We talked about porcupines a few weeks ago. And I never got a chance to show you Bebeto, the prehensile tail porcupine at the Oregon Zoo. This is him eating. You don't have to be afraid. It's not scary. Not scary at all. Because porcupines, they can't shoot their quills. It's only if you go and try and grab them, try and cuddle with them. Let's see what people are saying. Are those owls married? I wish I could have real-time comments. Yeah. Okay, so now we're caught up here. They are so cute. And I think you're talking about porcupines, but perhaps you're talking about burrowing owls. No one wants their dung back. You know what? Sometimes the lotus grows from the mutt. That's a quote from Thich Nhat Hanh.
All right. Good morning, Bree.
Oh, look at this.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Oregon
that.
Zoo Live.
I didn't know they were going to show up.
Bebeto, our prehensile-tailed porcupine.
Wow.
So today, you'll absolutely get a chance to ask some questions about Bebeto.
So I can't show this whole thing because it's Oregon Zoo. If you want to get some questions answered about Bebeto, the prehensile-tailed porcupine, please go over to Oregon Zoo on YouTube. Now we're going to watch another one, eat peanut butter. Yeah. Steal the dung. Don't steal the dung. It's not called stealing. It's called, maybe they are cleaning up. Waste management. It's so true. You know, a lot of animals, they work together to live symbiotically, which we don't tend to do for some reason. We're not very symbiotic. That's why I'm telling y'all, put some water out for those animals. Don't make it too deep for some of them, because the birds, the fake ones, they still need water, those fake birds. The precious dung, someone has stolen it.
What is happening?
This is
mouthing.
It's another good
Oh
one.
my God, he's eating your hair.
Even when he was so tiny and fragile, he was always a little ball of fire. Truly was hard to believe that he was actually a horse. I stood there in awe when I walked in, which is how I discovered that.
So this is a little horse. I'm sure Greg Werdler would have a great joke about this. I don't, it seems like there's something there. Maybe Howard Ronan, maybe Matt Wright has a joke about a little horse. Ever send a picture of your dung to your sibling? Heard from a friend that they did once. Weird, huh? No, Todd, I would never send a picture of my dung to a relative. Although when I was growing up, a friend of mine's cousin sent his crap in a box to my friend's mother. And I don't know why. It was like a prank or something. But you can imagine the horror. I might have made it up. A little horse. Little known fact, Jaybird sat on a porcupine quill and oh my God. Jaybird sat on porcupine quills and she collected, and they really hurt. Oh, so you collected some porcupine quills and then you were like, hey, I think I'll just put these on this chair here. And then later on, you're like, wow, I really need to relax. And you said, ow, what the hell? Looks like somebody scared him. Let's see the little horse.
She had delivered.
Look at him, he's cute as hell. Yeah. That's right. So the whole point of this video, because this is the dodo, is that the horse, I know I got to get to this because we, obviously can't watch the whole thing. It becomes friends with a dog. And this is one of the things that I love. There is a thing that I got to show you where they have animals, unlikely friendships.
To accept him. And before we knew it, they were all playing together.
Teddy, you're getting them all worked up.
It's so good.
We always say he's got the biggest case of FOMO of anyone. He doesn't want anything going on that he's
like
not
a
part of.
I'm gonna show
he
it
doesn't know how to be mean to anyone.
Yeah. So this just kind of,
everybody loves Teddy.
Teddy. That inspired me to show you unique friendships. These are just some photos on something called, Imager. And they're just, look, dog with a duck. We got to get some music playing here because this is very therapeutic for y'all. Let's see what's being said. Okay, so there's a duck with a dog. We earlier saw an owl with a dog. And exactly, it looks like someone scared him. I went to a Joel Marshall live performance. He came back a little hoarse. Wait, I came back a little hoarse. I blew the whole joke. I went to a Joel Marshall live performance that happens to be happening on Thursday. I came back a little hoarse. It's close. It's getting there. Yeah, that's what I was thinking about, the little horse. Look at that. A fox and a dog. Yep. I don't know where these pictures come from, but boy, are they pleasurably and leisurable, right? The fox and the dog thing, there's a lot of photos. Does anybody else out there find this just really when you're just feeling like you need an uplifting moment, you can look at a pelican and a dog on Imager. Look at that. It's weird because ducks and geese, they're similar in the way they hug. They just take their neck and they put it on your head. What did your joke NFT sell for? It has not sold. I auctioned my NFT joke. This is a whole story that I don't want to get into right now, but it hasn't sold yet. I'm going to put it up for sale again, and we'll see if somebody will buy it. Maybe I got to link it. Yeah, I love this. I love this too. I'm not sure why I turned off the breathing music. We've got to move on though, because there's some more stuff that I have to tell you about. But you can go to Imager anytime. Imager. Make my heart feel joy. It does, isn't it? It's important that we look at these aminals. You think it might not be important, but it is so important to look at aminals. And, sometimes my cat will just sit there and look at me. It's probably doing some therapy. Not begging or anything. A tiny horse walks into a bar and says to the bartender, "Are you hiring?" Bartender says, "Sorry, pal, you should try the circus." The tiny horse says, "Why? Would the circus need a bartender?" That's a lot like, yeah, I love that joke. That's my kind of joke, Matt. Quit looking at pictures. Go outside, plenty of joy and beauty. Yeah, if I was in Maui. No, after this show, we could all go outside because now we're reminded the animals are dangerous. dangerous. But not during lunch therapy. Stay inside your cave. Stay inside your burrow. All right, so speaking of this, I got to go back because last week we were talking about these, the glass octopus and this organization that goes down, Schmidt Ocean Institute, which goes into the water. And they go deep down in the water, and apparently you can
certainly a window into a different world than most of you are living in.
You can go down to... Okay, so you can go down into the ocean with them. They even have live streams where you can look at these animals that they find deep, deep in the ocean with their weird robotic cameras and robotic... It's weird that there's seagulls this deep in the water, but I hear them. So these are the kinds of animals that they find down there way deep down where it's super pressurized. And you can go anytime you want to this crazy site. It's called Schmidt Ocean. And you can finally, for the love of God, see these creatures that you always had nightmares about. Yeah. Look at that. Giant squid. Right there for you to watch. Thanks to Eric Schmidt, and Wendy Schmidt. Wendy Schmidt? I don't like this at all. Ben doesn't like it. It's not kosher enough for him. Okay. Well, this brings me to something that I wanted to just illuminate y'all on. So I'm looking into underwater cities because I, kind of would like to live under the ocean like Aquaman. And I was wondering about Atlantis. And did Atlantis actually exist? And I got off on a completely different tangent because apparently India, off the coast of India, they have their own Atlantis type city. That I wanted to just, kind of mention here. And I'm a little bit, I got to tell you, I'm a little bit scared to talk too much about it. It's magical. Yeah, underwater, it's super magical. Maybe it freaks you out too, I don't know. But so this is kind of, okay, so there's an ancient Atlantis type city called Dwarka off the coast of India that was supposedly like twice the size of Manhattan. And apparently, it was subsumed by the ocean sometime. But it was thriving back in like 5,000 years ago. And apparently, the city was built by the godlike man-like God, Lord Krishna. This is what they were saying on this video that I was watching. And then eventually it was devoured by the sea, and it's written about, and now forgive me if I get this wrong, but the Mahabharata, which is the ancient texts that talk about a long, long time ago. So this, here's just a quote that I found from the Mahabharata. The sea, which had been beating against the shore, suddenly broke the boundary that was imposed on it by nature. The sea rushed into the city. It coursed through the streets of this beautiful city. The sea covered up everything in the city. I saw the beautiful buildings becoming submerged one by one. In a matter of a few moments, it was over. The sea had now become as placid as a lake, and there was no trace of the city. Dvarka. Just a name, just a memory. This is apparently in these transcripts. And so there's a guy, this is so bizarre, but I'm watching this, I'm like, I got to find out more about this thing. And, there was a guy who did a documentary on it. It's called Dwarka, Atlantis of the East. And it's out there. It's on YouTube for y'all to watch. And it's a little bit it's super fascinating because the guy goes to Dwarka and he goes on the beach and he's just walking around. First of all, he asked everybody in the town, like, where's this city? I hear that in the 80s and 70s, 80s, 90s, they were going down in the ocean and looking at the city, the remains of the city. And he goes on the beach and he picks up some things, and there's just like old pots, like ancient broken pots just on the beach. And he's like, what the heck is going on here? So he tried to look into it, and apparently they were down there looking at these ruins under the water. They have pictures of these things. I don't have any pictures, of course, because this is lunch therapy. But they were starting to find out about this ancient civilization. And in the historical texts about it, there's some really wild stories about Lord Krishna fighting this massive battle up in the sky, and there were rockets and explosions and all this wild stuff, right? And so this guy was like, oh, this is so interesting, I'm going to go. This guy, Amish Shah, he said, I'm going to go to India and I'm going to look this stuff up. And he didn't find that much, and he could not figure out why they stopped looking at this city under the ocean. And he tried to find the people that were studying it, and apparently they disappeared. Is this nuts or what? So let's see what Matt says. Ancient aliens? It's a good question. Ancient aliens. Wow, we can learn a lot from what happened there. Yeah, so apparently it's a very sophisticated city. We could go down there and take a look at it. But for some reason, people stopped. And we don't know why. I'm going to Google map it here just to show like where Dwarka is. This guy in the video, he goes and he talks to people about this missing city, and they say, yeah, they were looking into it. And he's like, well, why don't they look into it now? Is it a money thing? And the guy's like, no, but he just keeps kind of avoiding it. And I don't know why, but anyway, I'm not going to talk about this anymore because it sounds like the aliens took them away. Yeah, that's a very good point. That might be what happened. Maybe we can, look a little bit more into this, but frankly, I'm scared. I seem a little scared, right? I'm trying to find Dwarka, India. Anyway, it's kind of on the west side of India. It's up there, and it is. I don't know if I'd recommend go looking for it, but it's just off the coast. Dwarka is a city. They've got a temple there that's thousands of years old. Looks like a cool place. Maybe we could take a trip there someday. Aren't they building an underwater city in Dubai? I'm sure they are. You know what? Speaking of Todd Lee, let's get one more report from Todd Lee before we have to end the show. Here we go.
Okay, I gotta talk quiet because I'm in a secure area. I've snuck back to the dolphin shrine. This is where they sacrifice dolphins and have sex with them.
What?
Back to you, Joel.
Oh, I don't know about that one. All right, so the show just, spiraled out of control here where I've revealed the lost city, but now we're going to dance it out. I had these cool things I was going to show you, but of course, that we can save that for next show. I'm super fortunate, so fortunate that I'm going to show you frogs again from last week. I'm super fortunate to have the dance break be an original song from original band. Save the dolphins. Yeah, definitely do not advocate any dolphin destruction on this show. But, Todd's out there just an intrepid reporter, so there's not much I can do about that. Just really appreciate Todd and his contribution to the show today, and also Jay. That was super great of you. I love to see the world through your eyes. I got the order wrong on the video, sex before sacrifice. Oh, that clears up a lot, Todd. Thanks so much. Okay. Today we are lucky enough to have a band who has allowed us to play their song, and they are it's an original song. It's not a cover song. This is a band called Mother's Cake, and they've been around since like 2008. And a lot of people have compared them to the Red Hot Chili Peppers, Led Zeppelin. They rock. These guys rock. They're from Innsbruck. They, in 2019, I just want to say in 2019, the band played their first shows in India. And this is just to tie into the whole India thing. At the Humming Tree in Bangalore and the Sulu Fest near Mumbai, which is kind of near Dwarka. Anyway, so let's get on with this. We're going to dance it out. We're going to listen to a good portion of the Mother's Cake. They are, another interesting fact, they are performing this song on a funicular. So in Innsbruck, they've got these funiculars. A funicular is like a tram that goes up a hill, and a cable car that goes up a hill, and they're going to be right there. One eye's like that frog. I know, these frogs are so beautiful. So lucky to have these frogs. These frogs, what did we say last week? They're like 200. No. Is it 200? No. 200. I can't even say. They're as old as the dinosaurs. And the fact was, I don't know, we said like 200 million years old or something. Weird, huh? Yeah, 200 million years old. So we're talking about some lost city from, I might say 5,000 years old. We humans haven't been around here very long. I don't know who we think we are. Anyway, dance bumper time. Let's get it going. Let's dance to Mother's Cake. Oh, we already think that. So here they are. It's beautiful, isn't it? They're at the Tal station in Innsbruck. I believe it's in Innsbruck. Mother's Cake. Watch. That's a good idea. I don't know how they got to perform this on the funicular. I really don't know. Nice pipes, right? Sounds like, well, you know, I don't need to compare it to Robert Plant. This guy is his own thing, right? Do musicians hate that when you compare them to other musicians? Real fast. Take us home on the range. Spring Festival. voice, man. What a spectacular place. Charles, you had to say it. Tina likes grunge. She likes the grunge word. Maybe she's just being specific. It's a tick. It's a tick that we don't like. It's also kind of trippy, you know, this part. I was only going to play part of this. It's a long song, so I'm going to cut us out soon here. You can go to their YouTube channel, Mother's Cake. Link is in the show notes. Thanks everybody for joining us. This has been Lunch Therapy, number 337. Little upspeak there for you. All right, we'll see you on Friday. We've got an incredible guest. Bronkar Lee is going to be on. He is a musician. He is a beatboxer. He is a saxophonist. He plays the flute. He does impressions? I don't know. He does every possible thing that you love to enjoy.